Okay, boys, you're pretty excited about today?
Yep.
So am I. Hopefully we get some nice big flathead today, eh?
Yep.
Today, boys, we're going to be targeting one sort of flathead, a species called the dusky flathead, which is a very, very predominant fish along our east coast. The flathead can grow to a very big size. He can actually grow to a metre, so it'd be pretty good if we caught one that big today. But the flathead is a wonderful ambush fish. A flathead likes to lie on the sandy bottoms. He can lie there, partly submerge himself in the sand. He can even change colour to a degree to camouflage in with the bottom. He's also got eyes on the top of his head and quite a large mouth, which enables him to be able to lie on the bottom, look upwards, and then ambush any prey that swims over the top with that big mouth. Some of the best spots to find flathead is around seagrass beds, sandbank drop-offs, particularly on the edge of yabby banks. Flathead love to lie on the edge of a yabby bank, particularly on the falling tide. There they know that the whiting and small baitfish that are coming off the yabby bank can be ambushed easily as they come back off the shallow water into the deep. So these are the little soft plastic lures that we're going to start with today. These soft plastic lures, boys, if you watch TV or read the fishing magazines, they're very, very popular, and they deserve to be. They work very, very well. Fellas, with all the different techniques with using these plastics, with this slow retrieve and small hops with the rod, I believe that inconsistency, that's the way to go, particularly for flathead. I think if there is a problem with people using soft plastics, is that they're winding too quick and too much rod tip movement. If you watch my wrist and then watch the tip of the rod, if I was to move that far, that's a metre of movement between there and there. Now, if a flathead's lying there on the bottom, waiting to ambush, and all of a sudden you move that rod 1 metre,
It'll probably miss.
It'll probably miss. It could hop it right out of his way. Oh, he's not a bad fish. I might get the net for that. Just hold him in the water for me. And what we do is we put the net into the water and we lead the fish into the net. So if you could guide him into there head first for me, Jack, and we'll lift up. Well done. Now, boys, if you have a close look at a flathead, he's got 2 very dangerous spines on either side of his head. You'll see the spines appearing there, if you could see those 2 there, and another 2 on this side here. Now, there's a little bit of poison in those spines. It's not enough to kill you, but believe me, it's very, very painful. If we put our hand over the top of the flathead and slide our thumb underneath, we can roll the fish onto his back. Now, by applying a little bit of pressure here, just on his stomach, you don't want to squeeze him too hard, that flathead now has a curve in his spine and are almost paralysed. So this now allows us to be able to take the lure out of his mouth without hurting ourselves or the fish. And keep him upside down until you're ready to release him. Roll him over and that fish will swim away. See how you've got his head out of the water and see how he's shaking his head? That's what you don't want a flathead to do. By keeping his head in the water when you bring them in, it keeps them more relaxed. So if you slowly walk backwards now, keep his head under water, see how much calmer they stay. Look at that. We'll let him go back to his mum. And roll him over. There he goes. Tom, did you see when he swam away, the way he went and swam straight back and lied on the bottom? We were discussing that earlier, weren't we? How they lie there on the bottom. You'll find by now he'll actually probably have changed colour to match this nice sandy clean bottom. Well done, boys. We're getting a lot of flathead, but we still haven't caught that bigger one yet, but I think he will come. That's like 3 fish in 3 minutes. Can you bring that one in to me?
1 minute.
1 minute, you reckon? Boy, they're coming on the bite now with this run-out tide, aren't they? It's always nice to be able to learn how to use bait as well. It's still a very, very important part of fishing. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on my thumb there because it's going to leave a little impression. That little impression there is where I'm going to insert the first hook. Then we move it up to our second hook, and if we've done this correctly, this last hook here should finish in the fish's eye. And look at that.
Colour is this one, Brad?
Yeah, isn't he a beautiful colour? He's changed colour to suit all of that weed that he's been lying around. Beautiful colour, isn't he, Tom?
Yeah.
Have a look at this. There's that gang hook rig that we did before with that frogmouth pilchard. It's worked beautifully, hasn't it?
Yeah.
These dangerous spikes that we've been pointing out all day aren't still dangerous. In fact, this is when most people actually get spiked by fish, is when they're cleaning them. So not only are we going to show you how to clean these fish properly, we're going to show you how to clean them and handle them without hurting yourself.
It's fun because you get to catch fish and it's exciting.
Yeah, well, it's great that we actually catch fish.
I think it's great. Gets them outside, out of the house, gets you interactive with the parents.